On behalf of all of us here at the USGBC, I would like to welcome you to our town hall today. We are gathered here in an extraordinary time with a global pandemic not seen in the last 100 years. I really hope this is a once in a lifetime event for us. Having said that, as we adjust to our new normal, let our actions be motivated by the thought we have not inherited this planet from our forefathers, we are borrowing it from our children. So let us continue to strive to make our planet a better place for the future generations. What we do here at the USGBC helps us stay true to that goal. Our New England and Middle Atlantic region includes the 10 states of Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. Thank you all for joining us this morning and taking time out of your busy schedules to connect with USGBC. We would have preferred to be with you in person, although we can't be together in person. I'm excited that we can join together virtually this morning for a conversation about the future of USGBC and about our upcoming activities and programs as we navigate the current pandemic and our new normal. I'm Gautam Taraftar, and I work as the Market Transformation and Development Lead for our region. I'm joined today by my co-workers Tracy Hall, who is based just outside of Buffalo, New York, and Medea Vilray, who lives in New Jersey. We are grateful to ARC for presenting our event today. We will hear later from ARC's Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Dave Wittek. As part of our town hall series in 2019, Mahesh went around the country and visited 30 cities to engage with the leaders and in their communities on the ground. In continuing with the momentum we set, we had plans to visit 30 more cities in 2020, so he can connect firsthand with the people who are driving the change within our sustainability ecosystem. He joined us in New York City on January 24th, and thereafter, he was able to visit the Pacific region cities in person. Since mid-March, we went virtual, and he has met with audiences in the East, North Central region and the South Atlantic region. He is with us here today to share his vision for the future. As the USGBC sets the vision for the next 25 years, we remain committed to the 4 pillars of sustainability, health and wellness, resilience, and equity. We continue to build upon the foundations of LEAD with our newest version called V4.1, increasing our reach to our members and creating real impact within the space of existing buildings and communities by focusing on project performance using LEAD. In the spirit of creating a healthy competition among the states, we created the top 10 states in LEAD map in 2015. The yellow highlighted states here represent the top 10 for the year 2019. Here is the data for the top 10 states for 2019. New York and Massachusetts have consistently been part of the top 10 list since we started publishing it. I hope and wish that other states within our region make it to the list of 2020 and the years to come. We would like to extend a warm welcome to the New Jersey Board and volunteers. We actively collaborated with them in hosting our first regional conference in the Northeast last year on the 12th of September. Build It Better, Jersey City was held at the Liberty House and a huge success. Thank you again to all of you for your support. We are grateful to our New Jersey annual partners, Johnson & Johnson, Avison Young, M&E Engineers, NK Architects, NRG, Turner Construction, CertainTeed, Kyterra, TM, and USA Architects for your support. New Jersey is home to Colgate-Palmolive. They have set the bar very, very high by becoming the first site in the whole world to achieve LEED Zero certification in all 4 categories. These are LEED Zero Carbon, Zero Energy, Zero Water, and Zero Waste. What an amazing trailblazer they have been. I hope their achievement inspires others to take up the challenge of achieving LEED Zero across the spectrum. We continue to celebrate certification activity within your state. The LG North American headquarters located in Englewood Cliffs achieved the LEED Platinum standard in March 2020. In the last 40 days alone, 4 projects have completed their certification. The UBS Lincoln Harbor Fitness Center, marked in blue here, has additionally chosen to continue monitoring its performance by activating its project on the ARC platform. As a reminder, all LEED projects get access to the ARC platform for free. This next graphic demonstrates how active New Jersey has been within the certification space. Even without including homes and neighborhood development projects, we have 114 projects covering 4.5 million square feet of certified space across the metropolitan area of Trenton-Ewing, Newark, Morristown, and Parsippany Troy Hills. Overall, in the last 16 months, we have had 72 projects registered and 146 certified. These newly certified projects have added 13 million square feet of space to the impressive track record of New Jersey. Also, New Jersey is home to 3,000 plus LEED professionals now. Many of them hold multiple credentials. So the actual number of credentials held by New Jersey residents is about 15% higher than the number of LEED professionals mentioned here. 5 of these people are LEED fellows. We thank you for your service to your community. I wanted to take a few minutes to share with you some exciting online programs we have planned for you in the next couple of months. In keeping with our commitment to social equity, USGBC has announced a 2-day virtual summit scheduled for the 28th and the 29th of May. I encourage you to attend and would love if some of you would be able to present at this event. Eric Backus, a member of our New York Upstate Board and a member of LEED faculty, has been extremely generous in agreeing to share his expertise by hosting a deep dive into LEED v4 and v4.1. These are spread out over 12 sessions of 90 minutes each. I would encourage you to register for the event. I wanted to share with you that students can attend for free. Joshua Radoff is a LEED fellow and a member of WSP. With his help, we have put together a series of webinars around the themes of carbon, LEED, and climate change. He has agreed to host 5 of these in 2020. Our next event is on June 11, where Joshua will be sharing his wisdom on how LEED v4.1 can help mitigate climate change. Now, USGBC continues to celebrate women leaders in sustainability under the banner of Women in Green. New Jersey is hosting our regional virtual celebration of Sheroes on June 18th. As we navigate through these difficult times, I wanted to leave you with some things you can do to stay actively involved with your local communities and the USGBC. Please do join us as an individual member or join us as an organizational member. You can sign up to receive our newsletter. We are extremely proud to be able to reach over 20,000 members every 2 months currently through our new regional newsletter. We continue to share your successes over Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So please do share your stories with us. For the remainder of 2020, we have gone fully virtual. Please join us for our virtual events and invite a colleague. Join a committee to serve your local community. You can sponsor an event. Get involved in your local community. We have a wide variety of avenues and activities where you can participate. Most importantly, we want your feedback. The education programming we offer is based on what you have expressed a desire to learn from us in the past. We want to keep the dialogue going. We appreciate your feedback. You will receive a survey after this event by email. With that, I would like to invite the Chief Operating Officer of ARC, Mr. Dave Wittek. His support helped us bring this town hall to you this morning. Thank you, and over to Dave.
Thank you, Gotham. And good morning to everybody in New Jersey. Wish we could be there in person and meeting and talking about all the great things that ARC's been up to lately. Hopefully, after hearing what I have to say, you'll find that they fit in with the things that you're doing. I know some of you may have worked with it back when it was lead dynamic plaque, or maybe even a few years ago when it was early days of ARC, but we've made a lot of changes in the last 6 to 8 months, and I want to share some of those today. So thank you for your time today. Just to kick it off, ARC is a technology platform which is focused on the performance of your project. It picks up where LEED generally has left off, where LEED's about the intent of your building and the design of your building and that it was constructed to that design. ARC then measures the performance once it goes operational. So we want to know, how is the building performing now that people have moved in? I want to thank the more than 175 projects from New Jersey who are already participating in ARC, representing nearly 20,000 occupants in those buildings. Globally, we're working with over 90 countries, almost 10,000 projects representing more than 6.5 million occupants, as well as 3.5 billion square feet of space. We're helping those projects to track, measure, benchmark, and report their data on energy, water, waste, transportation, and human experience, as well as carbon emissions. By reacting to your project's performance in ARC, you can make adjustments to energy and water, which will save you money through reduced operating costs. Shown here is USGBC's annual energy consumption. You could track it through ARC, as our facilities team does, and react quickly to changes in the use patterns. The bottom line of this chart is 2011. That's our baseline year, and we have just over 1 million kilowatt hours used. In 2019, we had that number down to about 425,000. That's a savings of almost 600,000 kilowatt hours, which equates to nearly $80,000 in savings. And that's every year. That's not just a one-time savings. Now, ARC is set up to meet you where you are. It's important for us to provide an entry point for every project to get started. And now we have a suite of offerings to help you do just that. At the end of 2019, we launched ARC for All. That means that every project everywhere can use ARC at no cost. All a project has to do is enter their data into ARC and you'll see your performance score. It's that easy. So if you have LEED and non-LEED buildings in your portfolio, you could bring them all into ARC and manage and compare in one place. Your data management and your reporting requirements become centralized and easier to track. We also recognize not everyone can achieve LEED certification. We want to help those projects get started on their sustainability journey and on an incremental path towards LEED. For this, we've introduced category level performance certificates. If you're interested in just your energy rating, enter that data and we'll recognize you with an energy category certificate and your energy performance score. You can complete each category: energy, water, waste, transportation, and human experience, one at a time. And if you achieve all 5, you'll be ready for LEED certification. A great example of this is in Brazil, where more than 350 schools are using ARC's performance certificates. They're on a pathway towards LEED Zero for energy, but they're using performance certificates to communicate to their stakeholders what they're doing about sustainability today. And of course, if your goal is LEED, ARC can be used to achieve LEED certification or recertification using your performance data. ARC powers LEED 4.1 O&M certification, LEED Zero certification for energy, water, waste, and carbon, and you can recertify using ARC to any version of any LEED rating system. To assist with better understanding ARC and the importance of performance in general, we're creating several Performance Pro trainings. All can be taken on demand and will earn you a course completion certificate and GBCI CE credits. Just last week, we released a new offering called ARC Essentials. This will include a set of tools, features, and reports that allow advanced users to gain even more insights into their projects. This includes the ability to look at strategies used by LEED new construction projects in your area to assist with your design planning. It will allow you to model score changes based on changes that you enter in performance. And you'll be able to create detailed reports for your project, which can be customized and exported for your use. We believe that performance is the future of green building, and we established the ARC Performance Platform to help people design, build, and operate buildings and spaces that benefit both people and the environment. We'll be holding webinars on May 27th, 28th, and June 4th with guest presenters who are all portfolio owners who will share their experiences with ARC. Please plan to join us at one of those to learn more, but in the meantime, get in, start using ARC today. I want to thank you for your time, and with that, I'd like to introduce the President and CEO of USGBC and GBCI, Mahesh Ramanujam. Good morning.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everyone, and Gautam. Thank you all for joining us today, and I hope that you and your families are all staying safe and healthy. Here at USGBC, and for those of us in the green building community, we spend the better part of our days talking about the need for our society to be more resilient, healthy, and equitable. The global foundation for sustainability we have set in place is indestructible. And even in the midst of an unprecedented public health crisis, I have no doubt that what all of us have built over the last generation of USGBC will endure. Our work and our mission have not stopped. In fact, they are more important now than ever before. We have the opportunity to gather under the common banner of humanity and champion a better quality of life for millions of people around the world. I find comfort in knowing that we will emerge a stronger community in the months and weeks ahead. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this community of leaders and that you've all taken the time to join us today to discuss how we can move forward together. On behalf of everyone at USGBC, I would also like to take this time to thank our healthcare workers, emergency responders, grocery store employees, and all other essential workers who are working day in and day out to protect their communities. For more than 25 years, we have worked together to build USGBC, GBCI, and LEED into the extraordinary entities they are today. And now, as we enter the second generation of USGBC, and as COVID-19 continues to change our life, we have the opportunity to help each other by sharing our best practices and resilient behaviors with vulnerable communities all around the world. We can rely on each other and on these foundations to help us recalibrate and recover from this crisis. But to be able to effectively initiate that recovery, we must refine LEED strategies to clearly communicate the economic, health, and environmental benefits of a project to its occupants and the community to which it belongs. We have been looking at LEED through one lens for more than 25 years, sustainability. Now, when we think about LEED, we need to think about sustainability, health and wellness, resilience, equity, as that is how we can raise the living standard for all, no matter what their circumstances entail. At USGBC, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in each other. That is why we are an inclusive and diverse family of green builders from across the globe. We are real estate leaders, developers, contractors, architects, engineers, innovators, product manufacturers, companies, government officials, all working together to build healthy, efficient, and equitable communities for all. Especially in times like these, I am so honored to be a part of this community of leaders. So thank you for everything you have done. Your work has fueled us over the first generation, and I'm proud of what we have been able to accomplish together. And I'm even more excited and optimistic for what we will build next. And thank you to USGBC members, including Johnson & Johnson, who are on the front lines and helping others to get through the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. In March, Johnson & Johnson families of companies and foundation committed $50 million to support and supply frontline health workers, from meals to protective equipment, extra training to mental health. This expands on a $250 million multi-year commitment they made earlier this year at the Davos 2020 conference to support those at the front lines. From their lightning speed to create a COVID-19 vaccine, cash donations, J&J employee actions, and product donations like PPE, Johnson & Johnson has demonstrated phenomenal leadership. And on behalf of everyone at USGBC, we thank you for your efforts to protect our local communities. Now, we have been sharing all these stories about our members who are giving support to our frontline workers on our website. So I encourage you to check them out. And most importantly, if you have a story to share, please share them with us. Here in USGBC, there are 203 members of you. This includes roofing industry leader and platinum level member GAF. For over 125 years, GAF has been helping people improve and protect the value of their homes by optimizing the roofs. GAF roofing products contribute to LEED certification, are also built to withstand severe storms, reduce heat loss, and keep homes cool during the summer and lower energy costs. Roofing, as you all know, is a complex technology, and GAF is committed to constructing socially responsible products that not only protect the planet, but can withstand whatever nature throws at us. GAF also knows firsthand the disruption and cost associated with extreme weather events. In building its new global headquarters in New Jersey, GAF prioritized continuous operations and emergency preparedness after experiencing power outages, high winds, flooding, and other consequences during Hurricane Sandy and Irene. This led GAF to employ resilience as a key strategy in the design of the building, which features a roof system that exceeds even the FEMA guideline for wind speeds, essentially future-proofing a critical part of their building envelope. The building was also the first building in the world to receive LEED Resilient Design Pilot credit. GAF has consistently demonstrated phenomenal leadership, and we are honored to have you as a member and partner. Then there is gold level members, Princeton University, Goldman Sachs, TD Bank Group, Lixil Water Technology, Americas, and Elgin Manufacturing. I hope you all know that membership is absolutely vital to our work. Members fund and support everything we do and everything that I'll be talking about today. Because of membership dues, we are able to invest in LEED, in ARC, provide scholarships to students to attend Greenbuild, and so much more. So without you, none of this work would be possible. You are investing in the future of green building with us, and together we are building a sustainable future for all. And the baseline of that future, as you know, is LEED. I wanted to give you all a quick update on how far we have come over our first generation and where we are headed with LEED in the future. 20 plus years ago, when we created LEED, we created a universally agreed upon holistic system for reducing environmental impact and providing a quality indoor environment, always with the goal of reducing carbon emissions, addressing climate-related risk, and improving both occupant and public health. And today, green building has grown into a $1 trillion industry, and LEED has become the most widely used green building program in the world. Here are just a few milestones we have hit. 102,000 registered and certified LEED commercial projects. 2 million plus registered and certified residential units. Projects in 178 countries and territories. And 205,000 plus LEED APs developing, contributing, and implementing the LEED rating system across the world. I'm always excited about these numbers. Think about those numbers. Each of you has contributed to that legacy. You have helped improve your community through each project, each building, and each credential. And you have helped ensure that LEED is not just a de facto leadership standard, but also a living standard. Because of the work you are doing, People know that if they are in a LEED certified building, they are using less energy, less water, avoiding waste, saving on maintenance costs, improving indoor air quality, offering comfort to their occupants, and creating less environmental burden on their community. And most importantly, they know they are in a building that enhances their health and wellness. 71% of credits in LEED already address or influence occupant health and public health. So please leverage LEED even more than what you have been doing so far. Here in New Jersey, you are contributing towards these incredible numbers I just mentioned. You have hit 2,855 registered and certified LEED projects, totaling 282 million total square feet of space, and there are 4,279 LEED professionals directing this work across the state. And I'm especially excited for New Jersey's future, given the numerous positive green building bills that were introduced during the state's 2020 legislative session. And in particular, Governor Phil Murphy's Executive Order 100, which establishes a statewide greenhouse gas emissions monitoring program. USGBC has provided support and comments on both New Jersey's Energy Master Plan, which outlines strategies to meet 100% clean energy statewide by 2050, and also 7 bills encouraging green construction and incentivizing LEED certification. We like that. Going forward, we remain committed to partnering with you and the state to advance further progress in the state. Now, as we talk about numbers, I'd like to take this moment to share some of the great work taking part in New Jersey, like the LEED Silver Teachers Village in downtown Newark, which is the first phase of RBH Group LLC SOMA Master Plan. The project is the first ground-up residential buildings to be constructed in Newark in 50 years and is a 150 million, 400 square foot multi-block redevelopment that consists of 6 low-rise buildings, including 3 schools serving 1,000 pre-K to 8th grade students, a daycare center, 204 residential rental apartments, pre-leased to teachers, and 65,000 square feet of community-based retail stores. There's a lot going on there. The project represents a national model for providing workforce housing that is affordable for educators and lifelong learners in downtown Newark. Not only does it exemplify LEED certification, but it creates a model living learning community that operates 24/7, catalyzing a new neighborhood in the heart of a city. I love that story. Helping teachers. It's beautiful. Then there is Princeton, a small dynamic technology manufacturer. And the company relocated to Hamilton in 2011. They undertook a 3-year project to renovate and repurpose a 41,500 square foot warehouse into a workspace with room to grow that could stand as a pinnacle for sustainable design. Princeton not only chose to take over an existing building instead of building new, but also managed to repurpose more than 90% of it and became the first manufacturing plant to earn LEED Platinum certification along the way. Among the numerous sustainable features at the project, there sits in the corner of the factory 2 5,000-gallon tanks that collect rainwater for the facility's toilets and garden irrigation. Their CEO, Barry Zhang, said that the water conservation effort embodied the company's mission to remain sustainable. This is the kind of thing that turned this building into a passion project, Zhang said. Financially, this will never make any sense. We will never make the money back. But water is too cheap in this country, and we are wasting it too much. We get a double benefit here by saving water and feeling really good about what we are doing. Thank you, Barry. You are such a passionate advocate for LEED and a firm believer who is advocating for the importance of sustainability and building for a greener world. That's an awesome story. Let's not forget that none of the progress you're making would be possible without education and our credentialed stakeholders. Credentials provides a means of becoming not just a participant in the field, but a leader. So if you don't have your credential yet, I encourage you to take an exam soon. In light of the current situation, we've also made both the LEED GA, LEED AP, and in fact, WELL AP exam as well to be available online starting almost 2 weeks now. So please take advantage of it. And it's an exciting experience. And we are hoping more people will get themselves credentialed and have an opportunity to lead. I also want to recognize the leadership of some of our lead fellows in the region. The lead fellow is the most prestigious distinction awarded by GBCI and recognizes outstanding lead APs who have demonstrated exceptional impact with lead. Thank you to Bill Amon, President of Somerville's ME Engineers, M&D Engineers Incorporated, a mechanical and electrical engineering consulting firm, and our current USGBC New Jersey Board of Directors Vice Chair. For over 35 years, Bill has been committed to providing integrated engineering solutions and has been instrumental in helping numerous projects achieve LEED certification in the entire Mid-Atlantic region. Jason Kluinski, founding partner at the Green Building Center. In 2001, Jason became one of the first LEED APs in the country, and over the years has earned hands-on expertise in designing sustainable, holistic buildings ranging from historic preservation and adaptive reuse to new structures in various market sectors, and also participated in carbon neutrality master planning to net zero energy buildings and large-scale solar installations. Jason has been integrally involved with dozens of LEED projects, and his experience demonstrates that both cost-effective and sustainable solutions can be implemented while obtaining LEED. Jason is a firm believer that it does not cost more to build green. He has been a phenomenal partner of USGBC for over the years, serving as USGBC faculty and also has served as the former USGBC New Jersey board member. Then there is Mark McCracken, who also served as our chair on the USGBC Board of Directors, but is the CEO of Calmac Corp, the larger manufacturer of thermal energy storage equipment in the world. Mark has dedicated his entire professional career to developing, marketing, and producing energy efficiency products. And finally, Michelle Regosa, President of Design Management Services in Rockaway, and a former USGBC New Jersey board member as well. Michelle has assisted numerous project teams through the LEED certification process and has authored a number of books about LEED to educate professionals about the certification process and the rating systems. In addition to our LEED fellows, I'd also like to thank all of our current USGBC New Jersey board members for their exceptional work that they are doing across the state. We are honored to partner with you to advance healthy, sustainable buildings across the state. And you're truly leading by example. If the first generation of LEED was about connecting the dots between awareness and adoption, about educating people on the impact of this work, then the second generation must be about accelerating adoption. And doing so through new metrics, new credits, new incentives, new goals, and new ways of implementing LEED at a time when the world needs it the most. In our latest version, LEED version 4.1, we have not only raised our energy reference standard, but also added a carbon metric to the rating systems for new and existing buildings. This way, we can directly measure the impact buildings are having on the climate, as dictated by efficiency, on-site generation and storage, and the grid of which it is a part of. We have also made improvements to the renewable energy credit. So buildings are incentivized to invest in the kind of clean energy technology that lowers emissions even further. And in LEED version 4.1, we are asking project teams to understand the embodied carbon in their material selection. This way, they can use the whole building lifecycle assessments and tools like environmental product disclosures to weigh options for building design and material selections with lower carbon impact. The material credits in LEED version 4.1 has been significantly simplified, and it is evident from that more than 8,200 credits have been substituted by 2,295 LEED version 4 projects around the world. This means more projects are including sustainable and healthy materials to positively impact the health and wellness of their occupants. Additionally, the construction and demolition waste management credit rewards teams for reducing the amount of construction they are doing and the amount of demolition materials they are going to. According to the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, 10 to 15% of materials are wasted during the construction process. So this is a real opportunity to reduce embodied carbon by recycling and sorting these material streams. Adding carbon as a metric to everything we do sets the foundation upon which all new and existing buildings and eventually communities and cities can assess their carbon footprint and begin mitigation. And projects in New Jersey are already implementing LEED version 4.1. The Seward Johnson Center for the Arts became the first project to certify under LEED version 4.1 in New Jersey when it achieved LEED version 4.1 O&M Gold certification in March 2019. A 42-acre public sculpture park. Grounds for sculpture was founded in 1992 on the state of the former New Jersey State Fairgrounds by Seward Johnson to promote an understanding and appreciation for contemporary sculpture. Visitors are treated an outdoor permanent collection of over 270 sculptures, as well as indoor seasonal exhibitions in 8 galleries. The center has also implemented a number of energy-saving practices to reduce its carbon footprint to the greatest extent possible. And the project faces unique considerations. Due to its high ceilings, its energy use is often higher than most projects, but the facility management team has done a great job of keeping energy use as efficient as possible. As Dave mentioned earlier, we have fully integrated ARC into LEED version 4.1, making LEED the first green building performance standard in the world. Through this integration, we are helping project teams to ensure their design, construction, and operational strategies are driving the expected performance outcomes for their project. We want all LEED projects to continue to demonstrate leadership long after they are constructed and occupied. Through our new recertification guidance, any LEED project, old or new, can recertify using 12 months of performance data. Over 490 projects have already voluntarily recertified using this new guidance, and we expect this number to grow rapidly in the future. So as you can see, LEED certification used to be a one-time leadership. Now it is about ongoing leadership, because our theory is this: what gets measured gets done, what gets done gets improved, what gets improved gets replicated. Now let's raise the bar on ourselves a little bit. If we are going to move the needle to tackle climate change, we only have one choice: to set our sights at zero. We believe net zero is a powerful target that will move the entire industry forward to a regenerative future. This is where our leaders are going, with 17 certifications already achieved. LEED projects are transitioning to net zero milestones, and yours can too. Yes, zero carbon emissions, but also net zero energy use, net zero water use, and net zero waste. Now, one of my favorite projects is the LEED Zero Energy project, the Discovery Center Elementary School in Arlington, Virginia. As you will see on the slide, $117,000 in annual savings to fund 2 teachers' salaries. If a school can deliver this, then there should be no excuse of any project in the world not to pursue the LEED Zero goals. In addition to these savings and delivering a net positive energy balance, the school serves as the learning laboratory for students to get an early start on sustainability. So far, we have 17 LEED Zero certifications, including the Colgate-Palmolive Burlington, New Jersey site, as Gautam mentioned, which has achieved all 4 certifications. On top of LEED Platinum, they have achieved LEED Zero Energy, LEED Zero Water, LEED Zero Waste, LEED Zero Carbon. And I'm so excited because if Colgate, with their scale and size and their global operations, can achieve those milestones in a very focused manner, there is absolutely no excuse for anybody else not to be able to aspire and attempt that goal. And the good news is we have now proven that that's possible. So thanks to Vance Marola and his extended team, who are leading from the front, who are proving every day that our mission is possible, and most importantly, the goal and the road to zero need not be that difficult. And so I'm excited that Vance and team are really leading the transformation here for the manufacturing sector. And on the same lines, I'm happy to see that hundreds of LEED projects are actively considering LEED Zero certification. So more to come. Now, while LEED Zero is made for individual buildings, we want to accelerate change on every possible scale. And that means not only addressing isolated projects, but the cities and communities that they belong to. We need to see the forest through the trees. That is why we created LEED for cities and communities. It's a change on an even grander scale. These programs are helping cities develop responsible, sustainable, and specific plans for green energy, water, waste, transportation, and many other factors that contribute to the human experience. They encompass sustainability and much more: quality of life, health, prosperity, equity, education, resilience, infrastructure, and energy. They are designed to support continuous progress towards developing better communities and cities, because better communities equal better lives. More than 100 cities and communities around the world, including Hoboken and Woodbridge Township in New Jersey, are registering and certifying with us. In total, these places cover more than 53 million people. It's a very fine slide because we have tried to list all the cities there. So I want to take a minute to share some key takeaways from this slide. My first takeaway is that if you are in a city that is not on this list, please support them, encourage them, and even fund them to take action so that they can get their LEED or community certified. The second thing I want to leave you with is this: how LEED can be layered to support people, businesses, neighborhoods, and cities. If you take a closer look at that list, you will notice that Washington, D.C. is on the list towards your left at the very bottom. But so is the Golden Triangle Business Improvement District, a neighborhood within the city. That is to your further right, once again at the bottom. Recently, Golden Triangle achieved LEED Platinum certification and became the first LEED certified business improvement district in the world. Golden Triangle has made significant efforts to ensure a clean, safe, and vibrant neighborhood for more than 89,000 people. It's a stellar example of how to use every possible inch to improve the quality of life and living standards of every person who visits or calls it home. Now you may be wondering, why am I talking about Washington, D.C. in a New Jersey town hall? This is why. Our USGBC headquarters, a LEED Platinum office, is part of the Golden Triangle Improvement District. So imagine if every LEED building asks their community and city to get certified. And imagine if we can connect all of the data through the ARC platform so that we can know exactly the impact our buildings, communities, and cities are making. Imagine that world. That is what we are building towards. As Dave mentioned, ARC powers LEED. But we also know that there are many existing buildings that may not be ready for LEED. And to help them get started, we have introduced performance certificates that allow every project to get started and make incremental progress on these following categories. Think of them as college credits. The credit categories are energy, water, waste, transportation, and human experience. And then these projects can eventually graduate. What I mean by that is they can get LEED certification if they want to eventually. Now, the slide shows we have more than 9,700 projects participating in ARC. But as of this morning, I saw the numbers and it says 9,860 projects are participating in ARC, reporting data actively, with more than 20,000 users actively using the system. And that is exciting to me. And we have 411 projects that have already obtained energy performance certificate in such a short duration of time. So people are getting it. Yes, the future of green buildings, the performance is the future of green buildings. So we are very excited about deploying this platform to get the much needed starting point for the existing buildings. And we are pretty confident that through this pathway, they will eventually get to LEED certification. Now, all of these efforts, from ARC to LEED Zero, are part of our vision to ensure that the next phase of USGBC's efforts will be LEED positive, where buildings are actually generating more energy than they use and removing more carbon than they produce. And the way to get there may not always be direct. It'll require incremental steps, from a project tracked in ARC to a certified building to a LEED Zero building and beyond. The aspirational goal that I have set for USGBC is that we will require all LEED new construction projects to achieve LEED positive starting 2025, and all existing buildings to be LEED positive by 2050. In the years ahead, LEED buildings must not just do less harm than traditional construction. Instead, they should be carbon positive and truly regenerative. They should generate more energy than they consume, save more water than they use, remove more carbon than they produce, and have a positive impact on the physical, mental, and social health of its occupants. In short, LEED buildings need to give back to communities and they take from them. We need to reimagine how to grow and scale our projects so that in meeting this new demand, we create better, more inclusive spaces. And that will be achieved by all of us together. When cities across the globe work to flatten the COVID-19 curve and return to some sense of normalcy, we must face a new reality. The world we return to might look nothing like the one we have left behind. The impact of the global COVID-19 pandemic will be felt for years to come on the economy, on people, and on our way of life. 50% of the world's population already lives below the poverty line. And the IMF estimates that in 2020 and 2021, the cumulative GDP loss from the pandemic could be around $9 trillion. So it's no secret that the most vulnerable among us will feel the gravest impacts. In fact, they already do. 30.2 million people are without jobs today, just in the United States. So we are going to have extraordinary mental, physical, and financial health repercussions nearly every part of our society. Remaining resilient, both in business and life, will require every industry and individual to adapt at a pace we might never have thought possible. But what lies ahead is also a responsibility for us to design a more resilient future. We believe that healthy people in healthy places is the fastest way to build a healthy economy. And the global pandemic has only made our belief that much stronger and our mission that much more vital. We don't have to choose between public health and a healthy economy. The future will require both to thrive. That is why going forward, we'll prioritize our efforts to build people's trust that their spaces are healthy and have a positive impact not only on them, but the economy at large. In other words, our second generation at USGBC will focus on our relevant and reimagined vision. Healthy people in healthy places equals a healthy economy. As Gautam pointed out, this is a once-in-a-lifetime crisis, but I also believe it is also a once-in-a-lifetime chance for us to fulfill that vision by asking the right questions and discovering the most equitable, inclusive, and innovative solutions. So last week, USGBC announced a series of actions and priorities that will support the global recovery effort and leverage the power of our community to shape a healthier future for all. So you can read the full list online, but I want to note a few things for your attention today. First, GBC has already amended its lead review process to incorporate the lessons learned from the COVID in the past 2 to 3 months. And we are already adapting and supporting the project teams. We will also publish a series of reports offering specific guidance on best practices to help project teams assist their occupants as they re-enter their spaces. And we have launched a call for proposals, and we are organizing an event in June to hear perspectives from all of you, from the broader market, particularly architects, engineers, consultants, contractors, medical professionals, and most importantly, our facility managers, to hear their perspectives on how we can evolve LEED to better deliver on the new reality we are facing. Which means that we're going to be making a series of upgrades to LEED version 4.1, which we are planning to make available to the project teams by the end of August this year. But in the meantime, on an emergency basis, we have already released 2 pilot credits to support the re-entry and to disinfect the spaces, with the same idea of making sure we are able to give confidence to the people that the space is healthy, and most importantly, the space remains healthy. Now you will see more social credits that are being written. Sorry, I should say pilot credits are being written to reflect social distancing, air quality, infection monitoring, better facility management practices. We're planning to roll them out on an emergency basis, and we'll keep making them available. And the good news is GBC is willing to allow any project to attempt those. They don't need to be just LEED projects. They don't need to be projects that are just pursuing LEED certification. It can be any project that can take advantage of these credits to improve confidence for their people in their spaces and have a clear view into what's working and what's not working. So that's something that will be supporting the project teams so that we can do our part in the global recovery effort. Of course, we are going to conduct a variety of research reports to help our community understand broader trends in the market and opportunities to advance our new vision. This also includes a new study that we are going to launch very soon, lead ROI study. And when you think of ROI, everybody would think return on investment. For me, return on investment is good, but as this community is focused on the future and creating a better living standard for all, we must focus on both return on investment and return on impact. Both are equally needed as we think through the solutions we need to deliver during this pandemic. And finally, at Greenbuild 2019, last year, we announced our intent to launch the USGBC Equity Program. We will accelerate the implementation of this program in the midst of this COVID crisis to help our shareholders and stakeholders address the social, health, and economic disparities within their communities. The pandemic has brought health to the forefront of people's minds, but the uneven ways in which the virus is impacting the most vulnerable reminds us of deep underlying social inequity. So to respond to this, as Gautam pointed out, May 28th to 29th, please mark your dates. Attend the USGBC Equity Summit. We already have more than 600 plus registrations. We almost have 60 proposals that have been sent in. So that already makes me think that I need to schedule another equity summit right on the heels of this summit, because we won't be able to take all the 60 proposals and present. So what we are asking you to do is that if you have a proposal to submit, this is the time to go and send it now. You may not make it to the current summit, but you will be in the queue on a first come, first serve basis for the next summit. So please encourage anybody who's got a strong story to share about equity. And most importantly, we need to hear your perspective. That is the only way we'll be able to design a program that truly delivers on our promise of better buildings equal better lives. And with that, I want to close by saying and reminding all of us, healthy people in healthy places equals a healthy economy. This is our new timely, relevant, and necessary vision. We hope you will join us in making it a new reality in the second generation of USGBC. Thank you.